Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. I am very happy to be here to tell you about my experience working in Kickstart and being a part of Agnieszka's mastermind. So my name is Lona. I'm a musician, and before I did online business, I taught composition and music theory at university, and I also taught piano. I still teach piano offline, although since the pandemic, of course, we've been online. And I think it was 2018, the Christmas time of 2018, when I started to think about doing online business or developing online business with Sigrun. And I remember I came across her masterclasses, her 12 days of masterclasses at Christmas time. I remember this very well because I live in the UK, but I'm American, and I was visiting my parents in Pennsylvania and for Christmas. And of course, I sort of had jet lag, and I would get up very early before everyone else. And that gave me time to sit through one of Sigrun's masterclasses. And wow, I was really fascinated by this. And then it was the next month in January when I met Agnieszka. Let me back up even more for a minute. I think it was the year before that I knew I wanted to teach music theory online. So I started writing a music theory course. And I have a PhD, so I consider myself an expert in music theory. And so I had no problem thinking up a course and I started writing it, and I got maybe 4 or 5 lessons in and I just stopped. And I couldn't understand, why did I stop? I thought maybe because I'm a bit lazy sometimes, a bit of procrastination, but that wasn't the only reason, and I couldn't figure out why. So when I saw these master classes, I was very excited to take advantage of those. And I met Agnieszka in January of 2019. And I remember talking with Agnieszka at length about what her business was, what her online business was. And of course, it is crochet and handmade. And that really fascinated me because for a long time, I thought maybe the only people who can do online are like business people or people who do finances or people who do health, weight loss. I thought was a good idea, but I'm a musician and I don't do any of those things. And I was so fascinated to talk to Agnieszka about doing online business with crochet and handmade business. So I signed on to do Sigrun's course. And I got my answer eventually as to why I stopped writing my course previous in the year before. You might be an expert right now, okay, in what you do, whatever it is. But really, in a way, when it comes to online business, being the expert can be a bit of a trap because you know all the things, but you don't necessarily know what people want to know about what you know. Do you see what I mean? You don't necessarily know who is out there. What problems are they having that you can solve? You know that you can solve them because you're the expert, but you don't know what the problems are. And of course, the problems that people could be having in your field, many, right? Hundreds of problems. Where do you start? This is why my first attempt to write a course just stopped, because I didn't know who I was addressing. I didn't know what was I helping them with. I was literally starting at what I thought was the beginning and writing like a textbook. It didn't make any sense. So what I want to say about the Kickstart experience is that you are going to learn a few things, the most important of which is who is out there in the world that needs your expertise and what do they need help with? Because it won't be everything you know. And so you'll learn how to really focus in and help people. That's priceless. I don't know where else you would learn that, to be honest with you. I mean, there are many options out there for building online business, but I can't think of a one that I've ever come across that takes you through that process. Also, it's great fun because you meet a lot of people and you really can help them, and it's amazing. The other advantage to doing Kickstart, especially signing up with Agnieszka, is that you will get masterminding with people who are doing the same thing as you, but also with people who are a little bit ahead of you. That is so important because you don't want to waste your time worrying about things that don't matter. And of course, when you're going into something completely new, how will you know whether to worry about something or not? So I have found in my journey with Sigrun and with Agnieszka that my most valuable thing that I got was masterminding. So right at the beginning, when I signed up, I was every Friday going into the Polish group, speaking English with my Polish sisters. I do actually have Polish in my family. My father's family is Polish, but I don't speak Polish, sadly. But still, it was great fun. I'll tell you, the Polish mastermind, smartest bunch of ladies in the whole Samba group. So I was very grateful to have them there, to have their energy, their insight, and the ability to discuss things, even just feelings that were coming up. Because I can guarantee you, you want to do online business, but you're going to hit some walls. For me, I was afraid to be visible. I was afraid for people to see me for various reasons. So you'll find that this is very common. And when you have a group there to support you and to hold you accountable and to help you take those first few steps, that is also something you don't get just anywhere. So I have to say, if you think about it, there are so many ways, I guess, that you could try to start an online business. And I'm very grateful that I came across Samba, that I did the Kickstart method, and that I met Agnieszka and was part of her mastermind. I am now, let's see, where am I now? I'm 2 or 3 years later. I can't remember. 3 years later, my goodness, time flies. I'm now in Samba Momentum. Again, when I joined Momentum, the best thing for me was the masterminding, and I did it every week, very consistent. I wasn't always consistent with everything, but with the masterminding, with getting into a good group of women who can give you good advice and support you, that is priceless. That is wonderful. I now have a signature course. Actually, I kind of have 2 signature courses. I launch every quarter. Last year, I more than doubled my revenue, and it all goes back to that first Kickstart. So my first Kickstart was not a huge financial success. I did sell after my Kickstart, but I didn't, you hear about big time, like people doing 5-figure launches and stuff like that on Kickstart, which is possible, believe me. I didn't do that, but I had started my journey and I had an actual course that people actually wanted to pay for. I also had a group of people in front of me that I could dialogue with and build relationship with. So, that plays into being able to double my revenue and double it again in the following years. Without building that relationship, it just doesn't happen. So the Kickstart method is awesome because you are learning, but you are learning by doing, and you come out of it with actual assets and maybe even a big 5-figure launch. So I hope that that was helpful for you to hear about my experience in Samba, and I wish you good luck with your online business and in the new year.